Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Kind of curious if you guys have heard about what Home Depot is supposed to start doing very soon. Let me read this headline to you, and then let's talk about why this is a horrible, horrible idea. All right? It says here, Home Depot to charge for parking to combat inflation. Now, I saw this article that came out on Pro Tool Reviews. All right, this is the article here. You guys can see this, and you see the dollar sign and the $5 and whatever else. And I read this article, and I thought to myself, there is no way Home Depot would be this stupid. So let me just read you what this article says, and then let's discuss this. Listen. It says, in a surprising and unconventional response to rising inflation, the Home Depot has announced it will begin charging customers for parking at its stores nationwide starting next month. The home improvement giant claims this measure will help offset increasing operational costs and keep prices competitive for shoppers. Now, according to this, the inflation has hit us hard, from supply chain costs to labor shortages. This is according to somebody named Tucker Lotman in a press release. By implementing a modest parking fee, we can avoid passing these costs directly onto our customers through higher prices on lumber, tools, and gardening supplies. Then they talk about how there will be fees that range from $2 for up to 2 hours to $5 for a full day of parking. And then if you spend a certain amount each time you visit, you get basically validated parking. And if you are part of the Home Depot Pro Extra loyalty program, as long as you spend $1,000 in a calendar year, you'll enjoy free parking for the whole entire year. Now, here's what's great to me. I read this and my brain went, bullshit. There is no way Home Depot would be that stupid, because Lowe's would never. Tractor Supply would never. There's no way Home Depot has gone this insane to start charging people to park in their parking lots. And y'all, sure as shit, April Fool's joke. Yet it has been run with on social media like it is real. My husband sent it to me and he said, take a look at this. And I looked at it and I said, no, there's no way. So I did my own research, and no, Home Depot is not going to charge for parking. The rumor originated from an April Fool's Day prank published by Pro Tool Reviews, okay, on April 1st, 2025, claiming that Home Depot would start charging parking fees to combat inflation. However, Home Depot has officially clarified that this was a hoax. The company stated on social media that it does not charge for parking and has no plans to do so, confirming that the story was a joke from an unaffiliated tool review website. Parking at Home Depot remains free for customers. Now, here's my question. Is Pro Tool Reviews about to get the pants suit off of them? Because how many people see these headlines and go, oh no, and run? They take off and they share it everywhere. And the next thing you know, people are boycotting Home Depot because of parking fees, and people are spray painting Home Depots. They're vandalizing Home Depots, all because they think there's going to be parking fees because of this April Fool's joke that was put out by Pro Tool Reviews and then spread like wildfire through social media. It's not completely unfeasible, though, that Home Depot at some point in the future could possibly charge for parking, because a lot of places are doing a lot of things that I think are very stupid. Where I live, it's a very touristy area, and in the off season, locals like myself, we are perfectly fine. We can park wherever we want. However, in season, basically March through October, anywhere you go, they want to charge you to park. You want to park near the beach? You're paying $20 for 4 hours. You want to go eat at this restaurant? They're going to charge you to park in this restaurant, to go eat at this restaurant. Not every place, obviously, but they do a lot of that here. And with the cost of inflation, with the cost of labor costs rising, now with all the tariffs that people are losing their minds over because they don't understand how it's all really going to work out in the end, there could be places that start implementing weird little fees in order to kind of offset their costs. You already have restaurants who are now passing the credit card fee on to customers. If you pay cash, you get the regular total, whatever. If you're paying with a credit card, they're hitting the customer with that 3.5% increase at the end of the bill if you want to pay with a credit card, because the companies, the restaurants and places are tired of absorbing that cost. Although passing it on to customers pisses off a lot of people, and they refuse to go eat at those restaurants, or they refuse to pay with credit. At the end of the day, cash is king, and stuff like that really does prove it. Now, I know a lot of people, myself included, prefer to pay with credit cards when possible, because I use it for points. Like, I work this system when it comes to credit to do the best that I can for myself, to keep my credit high, to get free perks, to pay off bills, to get zero interest, things like that. Paying with cash doesn't really give me any benefits or perks, but it does keep my credit level low, or not credit level, but like the amount of credit that I'm spending, right, low. But it also takes money out of my personal account, and then I have no, what's the right word here? No coverage in case there's an issue. Cash is always king though, at the end of the day. But you're going to see a lot more places, I believe. One day you may see this article of Home Depot charging for parking, and it may be real. But if that's the case, everybody will start doing it. If Home Depot does at some point in time say, hey, listen, you want to park in these front spaces, you're going to have to pay for it, Lowe's will follow suit. Tractor Supply will follow suit, because it doesn't make sense for them not to. Yes, they'll pull in more business, but then they're going to realize that people are still going to go to Home Depot, and then they're going to lose out on their money. Lowe's and Tractor Supply that they could be charging to park just like Home Depot, and it'll start this vicious cycle. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But please make sure, you guys, when you see anything, no matter what it is, make sure you double check it, because you just never know when they're pulling your leg. This, though, again, I wonder if Home Depot is going to go after this Pro Tool reviews, because that is something that could have a massive negative impact on Home Depot for people who don't realize that it's not real. It could have a major economic impact. Maybe Lowe's or Tractor Supply was like, hey, Pro Tools review, how about you slide this story out there and see what happens, and we'll give you a gift card or something. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it does sometimes. The competition, opposition has a tendency to do dirty things to try to bring business to their locations and away from other locations. And I'm not just talking Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that. Restaurants, schools, other businesses, whatever, gas stations, all kinds of stuff. There's always weird marketing aimed at getting you to go here versus there. This is a weird marketing that's going to push people to Lowe's and Tractor Supply and away from Home Depot. Very interesting to me. But anyway, that's it. I just want to give you guys a head up. It's not real. You can go to Home Depot and park for free all day long. Now, if you stay there too long, they may tow your car. You have to pay that, but you're not going to have to pay to park inside of a Home Depot parking lot, at least for now. I love y'all. Goodbye.